Scott joins us now. Hi, Scott.
Dan, how are you?
How you doing?
I'm all right. I'm at the United Club flying home. My whole life has prepared me for this morning. No worries.
Was this a good year?
Yeah, it was a great year.
If I said the expectation level when LeBron went back home, what was your expectation level year one?
It was a roller coaster because of the profound changes, on the roster during the year. When he came back home, it obviously wasn't going to be clawing their way to an 8 seed in the East. So you figure, that this is a guy good enough to carry even a team full of kids who know nothing but misery and losing deep into the playoffs. When Love joined up, of course, the expectations rose exponentially. So there were moments in the preseason where I think me and a lot of Cleveland fans are thinking, 70 wins, sure, no problem. NBA title, absolutely. So in that sense, it started off with ridiculous expectations, and then those kind of cratered early on. They were 19-20 at one point. And as things unfolded, as the team came together, I don't think it was outlandish at all to dream a little dream of a championship, and here we are.
Who would you have given the MVP to?
Well, if it must come from the winning team, I don't think you give it to Steph, only because he in general underperformed. He was anointed, as the league MVP justifiably, absolutely without question. But you're talking to maybe the most biased guy in the world this morning. So, which means, from my point of view, if you're going to give it to the winning team, you got to give Iggy a tremendous amount of credit. I mean, the guy was a force as soon as Kerr. And it's amazing to me that Bogut, I don't think he ever even sniffed the court last night.
No.
And out of all the guys, I mean, look, you break it down by LeBron's stats, he averaged more at half, both points, assists, and rebounds than Iguodala did the entire game, in terms of their averages. But as far as a difference maker, as far as a force that really led, to pop in the bubbly, I think you got to give it to Iggy.
Did America's perception change with LeBron James, or is it the same?
Well, did yours? I know. Last time we talked, there was almost you were laughing off the idea that he even belonged in the discussion with Michael. I may be mischaracterizing that, but I do think the ratings reflect more than a love affair with a young, great Golden State team. I do think that to some degree, the people who still loathe LeBron for whatever reason had to be impressed by what he took on. Of course, he always takes it on out loud. He always lets you know what he's taking on. He is a drama king, and there's no question about that. But, Michael never won a ring without Scotty.
Yeah, but, here's the problem with that, Scott. The reason why I laugh it off is it's not a fair comparison. That's not who LeBron is, and you can't compare him to Michael. You can't. You shouldn't. And we keep doing that, and you do a disservice to him. He's more like Magic than he is Michael. And those guys did have talent around him, and what he did this year was phenomenal. Just like the first time they went to the finals. Phenomenal. But, as an underdog, he's a great underdog. As a favorite, he hadn't exactly been the world beater that he should have been. I mean, those are 4 losses in the finals. 2 I understand. 2 I don't.
Well, I think the meltdown against the Mavericks was the low point, of LeBron as a go-to guy. I mean, all I mean is that it's kind of like arguing the Beatles and the Stones and the Who. In a way, is all I'm saying is people dismiss him on the basis of count the rings and all that. I still think he belongs in the conversation when we look back from 20 years hence, the way we can with Michael at this point. It might be a different conversation, just depending on how history unfolds. I'd like to think I'll be back here next season.
Well, statistically, he's going to be there. He's going to put up numbers where we're going to go, nobody compares to that. But we are in a bottom-line championship, show me those rings, and he understands that. That's why he went back to Cleveland, Scott. He thought that he had, the expiration date on the Heat winning a championship was over, and he went to a younger team, and it just happened to be in his hometown.
No, Dan, that's the media narrative. The truth is He came home.
Oh, stop. The man who wrote The Whore of Akron
Yes.
Oh, my God. Listen to you. What happened to you?
I don't think those things are mutually exclusive, by the way. I can I got to write a sequel, bro.
You're sad. You are sad.
In every possible way. and yet here I am.
Well, safe travels. You've got the Browns.
Thank you, Dan.
Wait, you got the Indians.
You know what? I enjoy the baseball, but that franchise drives me crazy. And as far as the Browns, I've been to the circus as a kid and as a dad. I have never seen this many clowns get out of a car in my life.
Is that the worst franchise in sports?
I believe it is, considering the level economic playing field.
Yeah.
Considering the fact that, between the draft and the level salaries, it's pretty much a fair competition, front office to front office. Yeah, they're as sad sack could be.
Thank you, Scott. Safe travels.
Thanks.
That's Scott Raab, Esquire, wrote the book The Whore of Akron.